He figured it out, damn it. Oops, I got topics on screen.
Hello from Russia.
I should do
Hello from Russia.
So, welcome to the stream. I'm having a dinner stream right now. Josh, you were eating.
I finished.
Dante, you're eating. Denobi, are you eating?
I am not. No, I did.
Okay, you're not.
Work
You're not being as
guy.
disrespectful.
but I'm good.
as we are.
Unbelievable.
I always have emergency rations nearby, so I'm typically.
Well, it is about what 6:30 in where you are, right?
Oh yeah,
Novi?
that's the sun pouring in. The light you see is on the windows facing, and then the little rascal in the back, that is Loki.
I was excited for that. I was hoping you were going to say
Loki.
something.
Loki, you're such a trickster,
So,
Loki.
welcome to the stream, guys. We're here. We got 10 people watching. I mean, this is probably my third stream ever. And I'm gonna be eating dinner while I'm on the stream. Congratulations, Easy. Welcome in, man of hot collectibles, Dante. What's going on?
Is this a members only live stream?
Members
Why
only.
is it
That's,
two-
No,
that's
OnlyFans.
like
three
OnlyFans.
people?
live stream.
that's 10 points for brother. There, you get to. I like both.
Because you have this set on private, right? It's not public.
No, it should be
it's
public.
It's public.
Only.
I can see it.
I cannot see the comments on StreamYard. It
I
say
can.
it doesn't.
Well, you need
it
to
doesn't
click
su-
comments, senor.
Yeah, it say it doesn't support comments on private videos.
Okay, so you need to go.
Ooh.
You have to go on the YouTube channel and change the settings on an actual desktop.
Yeah, so you need to go to studio. Hello, guys. How are you doing?
Hi, guys.
Very happy to be here.
There's no wonder. It's public.
Technical difficulties that will be fixed right
It
now.
says public.
Let
Go-
me-
so
I
you need to
mean,
go-
Are
go-
all these people subscribers talking to us right now?
No, it is public, but for us, we cannot see the chat because he set it
can
as
see it.
private. In StreamYard?
I've never been able to see the chat in StreamYard. I always just pull up a second window for YouTube.
Oh, because you suck. What?
I
Hey
know.
guys,
Loki.
how you doing?
Hi.
Well, we're gonna keep on going. We're gonna keep on going. Welcome in, Comic
Hi.
Concept here, Big Bretta, Denobi 2.
Yo.
Everybody's here.
Yo.
Although we have a messed up comment section, live viewer comments show up on StreamYard. Okay, there. So we're gonna just start it off here. About our collections and stuff. What's going on here? Where are we going with it? So we want to talk about where my collection is going and stuff. We'll start off with Dante. My collections. Where is it going? Is it evolving? Is it changing because of pricing? Because of certain things?
This is actually a very good question and a very good topic.
Do tell.
So
Kiss ass.
it's
right.
a good topic. I mean, what can I say?
This
It's a
is
good
my
topic.
third stream, like
You
ever.
are a blessing and just God as a whole. That is a
No, but
wonderful
listen,
question.
You have to listen. This is a good question. The reason why is because everyone started collecting with something, right? Some people started collecting, I don't know, Pokemon
Keychains.
cards, and then they eventually evolved to whatever, right?
No pun
I used to collect Transformers, but not the masterpieces. It was the ones that you can get at Walmart, Target, the regular ones, pretty much, right? But then I got rid of them, and I was looking for something else until I came across Hot Toys. So collecting always evolves. There's always the next thing that you want to get, right? Obviously, budget permitting, because I would like to have all the statues in the world, but I don't have space and I don't have the money to buy all of them. But you know what I mean. For me, for example, right, I do 1/6 scale, and I've been evolving, or not evolving, but maybe doing something else in collecting. I'm collecting now SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball figures. I love Dragon Ball since I was little, so that was a perfect side hobby. In addition to Hot Toys and 1/6 scale in general. I'm not discriminated right now. And now I'm gonna be transitioning slowly, obviously, into probably getting some statues as well. But no every statue, right? It has to be something that I really like. So it will be fun to see what collecting will take me. But it's always evolving,
That's
always
pretty cool.
evolving.
So you say you want to go into statues. What kind of statues? Are we
Well, I
talking
got actually I
small
just
scale?
ordered the Mythos Beta. Um, that one, looks really good. And what the hell is wrong with this guy?
Sinus. Just a moment
He's
while the
trying to
aircon
keep us from getting sick.
I know,
it's
right?
while
Thanks.
the aircon is pushing more.
So I want to get statues. I want to get some statues. I mean, I love Star Wars, so obviously, I need to start with Star Wars. But hopefully, those big companies start doing more Star Wars statues. I don't know how doable it is. I'm not a statue expert, so I don't know if eventually they will get the license. But I think it's gonna take them a long time to get it. But in the meantime,
If
whatever I feel
ever.
like I can get and something that I like, then I will go for it. But of course, making sure that I can afford it too, right? I don't want to go into another hole.
More holes, the merrier. Josh,
It's true.
More
what are you
holes
saying
right.
on your what are your evolution? There's the comments. The comments. There it is.
Oh,
Baba
yes.
Booey.
Where?
You don't see it pop up at the side.
Oh my God! Has this been there for every stream?
Of
Yes.
course.
Holy shit! I kid you not. You can see it in the reflection that I have YouTube open with the comment section.
Oh my God! I thought I
Every
was
stream
late.
ever.
I
Every
thought I was
stream.
a boomer.
I mean, the comments are always here, but you cannot reply.
Well,
Only
I
if you
like
are the host.
I
Only-
like replying.
I can
I'm a good
reply.
person. So
All right, Josh. What are
Hi.
we talking about when we come to collecting? As far as
Ooh.
you, how are we changing? How are we displaying?
Josh's ketamine just kicked in. Sorry. No. So like, I never thought I'd actually be in this until like 4 years ago. So my first intro into collecting as a kid was Pokemon cards, right? And I was that kid that didn't have friends, so it was very easy to keep my cards clean. So,
Creepy.
what? Hi. So my first experience with that is I collected the entire base set all on my own for Pokemon, and it got stolen. So that was that. Then Yu-Gi-Oh cards, then all kinds of other stuff. And my first ever statue was from Sideshow Collectibles. I was gifted it because I did a job shadow there in high school. And they're just like, what do you like? And I didn't know what the plan was here. I was just like, I love World of Warcraft. So they gave me a Blood Elf versus Draenei exclusive after like the job shadow and interview, which is the most insane thing ever, considering I couldn't even afford like game consoles. Like I had to win my Xbox at basketball camp. So, I mean, the fact that I got this was insane to me. And that kind of got me into collectibles. And then how I'm fully in medicine and that's my background. But
You're a drug lord.
I'm a drug lord, a glorified drug
with a
lord.
license.
With a license. And I went back to Sideshow and we talked, and my family had an account with them and so on and so forth. And now when I started originally collecting, I just thought I'd get a couple Marvel pieces. I got the Deadpool Heat Seeker. I got the Hollywood Collectibles life-size Joker bust. And then I got the premium format Spider-Man, the one where he's swinging and he's got his web shooters. And that's where I started. I thought, this is where I'm going to end. Now I'm sitting here in a fucking room full of everything. I've got Mega House. I've got Pokemon, Naruto, Deadpool, Alucard, Transformers, everything. I've got a business now, which
You kind of leaded your way up.
Yeah, like I love the entire thing about just like comic concepts is still very much a hobby for me. Like I don't need to make a ton of money to enjoy it. I just can't lose money because again, I have a full-time job. Like comic concepts is truly just a hobby. I love getting collectibles into people's hands. And now it's gotten to the point where like I'm going into other things. I finally got my first graded comics which was the coolest experience ever. And in my head, I never thought I'd get a graded comic. I thought people were fucking psychotic to buy graded comics. They were the stupidest people ever.
I mean,
And now I get it. No, I was so wrong. I was so wrong. And graded Pokemon cards? I thought people are nuts. What the fuck is wrong with people spending $100, $200 on cardboard? Got an entire collection of graded cards behind me right now. Yeah. No, like it's just amazing. And now I collect like art prints and original production art from all these different things. I've got my original World of Warcraft home server, like the hardware server blade that housed all my adventures. I finally tracked that down, and it's all over the place, man. I have the original cells from like SpongeBob. Like I didn't know
the original newspaper print for your Blitzway.
I just got the Blitzway astronaut. I took the last one from my own stock, and I was like, I feel like
I like that kind of a collector. The kind of collector that can display actual pieces.
Yeah,
as
here,
like
hold on.
Art set. Oh, he's gonna bring it out, and he's gonna stand up.
It's right here. Look. So it is the original LA Times news article from when the moon landing occurred.
Isn't that cool?
I framed it.
It is cool.
And I had that long before this piece was even announced. So it's just kind of exciting. I fucking love collectibles, man.
Oh, no wonder when I wanted to buy this out of stock. So I know who got the last.
I took my own last.
That's cool. I love that piece. That's a great piece.
It's just gorgeous. I'm really happy I got it. And I still got to get my you know those rockets as a kid? They had the little motors and they just go and they parachute down. I got to find mine because it was an Apollo rocket. I got to see where it's at in my home in California. But yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at.
You mean like my NASA shrine I have behind me?
I can't see it.
That right there?
Oh my God. Yes, I see the rocket back there. Yeah, I got to get a close-up of those.
Denobi's like, let me brush the dust off my shoulder a little bit.
I need to see that. Like, after the stream, I expect a picture.
Like, hold my beer.
Hold my beer.
Shut up, Josh.
And what you call the rocket, it's the Saturn V.
Excuse me. I apologize.
Get your shit together, Josh.
I am used to being garbage, so it's okay.
Denobi, I know you had a little issue with that you had an epic Grail statue from Blitzway.
Yes.
But it came broken.
Was it the other astronaut?
Everything from Blitzway always arrives broken for me. Everything.
Gosh, if only you bought from someone reliable. Comic Concepts. It would be,
Julio, what's going on with your channel? And I picked up this bad habit from Dante, just cutting people off.
I hate all of you equally.
No, that's a great piece. I had the International Space Station, the Blitzway, the International astronaut.
That giant one that's like floating sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you still have it, you said, or no?
No, it arrived decapitated. So
fuck.
Yeah, I still did the review. I still got my photos off of it, and then Sideshow just took it back because they didn't have any more replacements. And it's probably why Sideshow didn't carry the Apollo Man.
Really?
I will have to guess. It's probably
so.
Why.
My customers didn't have I have not had any reported issues. I will say mine though. The white suit did come with a red streak on it, which I am kind of bummed about. I need to talk to Blitzway. And there was mold on the back of it on mine, which I was easily able to clean though with some hydrogen peroxide. But the red streak does not come off. I think it was like marker or something.
I told you just use whiteout.
No.
So with that piece there, I could have returned it, but the retailer that I purchased it from was already sold out. So they probably would have given my money back, but that's not what I cared about. I really cared about the piece. So I glued the hand. It was the hand that used some quick glue, and I made it work because I wanted
this one. This one came broken with the hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everything.
It's a nice piece. I absolutely love the mixed media on it. It's so cool.
And then just to kind of give you an example, I mean, just like that week when I was contemplating about taking it back, it was already like its price had doubled already on eBay. I'm like,
yeah,
but so I'll just glue the.
You could have made money off of a broken statue.
Well,
yeah, but I don't. It's not the point. The point is, I have a NASA shrine, and I grew up with NASA. I
exactly.
grew up with watching as a kid the shuttle launching from Cape Canaveral in Florida. I don't know if I ever told you this, Easy, but I as a child, when I was 10 years old, I witnessed the Challenger explosion in
Oh no, you
1986.
never told me
Oh
that.
shoot!
As bad as that is, it's kind of cool as far as your childhood history.
I'll never forget that. I forget hell. I forget what I ate this morning, but the Challenger
Right.
explosion, I was there.
What's traumatic?
I was there, Gandalf. I was there. I saw it all. And I was there with my
It's so
sister and my
Gandalf.
dad, and we didn't know what was going on. We're like, and that was the second time that the space shuttle had launched from Cape Canaveral. And it wasn't until we went back inside and we looked at the TV and everybody was crying in tears. We knew something was wrong. So
Ugh.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
So I have the Bandai Chigogan space shuttle, the Endeavor. I got the Saturn V Tamashii Nations. I
didn't know Bandai made that kind of stuff.
They did at one point in time, and back in 2012, 2013, and then
Got it.
And then the Saturn V, there's a Lego set, right? So there's two Saturn
Right.
Vs behind there. There's a Lego version, and then there's the Tamashii Nations. And that's cool.
That's
I know everybody chases hot toys for grails, but there is another world outside for grail pieces. And
Oh yeah.
in my NASA space collection, there's a few there that I'm very proud of. Hopefully I'll never ever want to sell them.
I want to see close-ups after, like, if you have the or able to take pictures. I'd love to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Of his wee or the spaceships?
Both.
Okay.
Actually.
Well, how's your collection going? So what is
amazing.
your collection doing? What is your collection migrating into? What have you changed or going not to change? What's going on?
There's no migration going on here.
No.
It's just the same old stuff.
No, I think 1/6 scale is the perfect spot for me with some statues. I mean, I never consider involving two statues only because of space, of course. I do have some statues. I have 3 statues now, and I have others on pre-order, but it's all quarter scale.
Would you say that statues is a little bit more difficult because of the space or price, or is this solely space?
I would say both, but mostly would be space. I cannot have a third scale. And then because when you enter 1/6 scale and then you have vehicles, for example, the Batmobile, the DeLorean, Ecto One, that's already statue space, right? That they will take. So yeah, and I'm even considering the quarter scales I have. I'm even considering parting out with the Queen Studios, the Joker, the quarter scale, because I'm getting the in-art one, the 1/6 scale. I don't need so many Heath Ledgers in the collection.
Oh yeah,
yes, you do.
It's overpopulated Heath Ledgers right now in almost every scale. So, like, same thing goes for me. I want to go into statues so bad. I want to go straight head dive into statues so bad. I want to go into Prime 1. I want to go into like Mythos statues, Sideshow's making. I want to go into
Infinity.
I don't want to go too hard because each piece costing about $4,000 kind of hurts my nuts. So it's like, but I'm slowly inching my way in, lubricating and slowly maneuvering and slithering myself in to the statue realm. But Hot Toys always brings me back with certain releases, like these Star Wars releases, just been getting to me. I kind of died off with them, but then they release all these clones, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm back in.
I told you, didn't I? It always brings you back, Easy.
It always brings back in.
Always brings you back.
One thing that hit me hard was that diecast C-3PO. That thing caught my attention, and after that, it was a snowball effect into just grabbing me back in. So, clone after clone, and then they hit me with the Chrome Clone Trooper. I was like, oh, come on. So I just went. I went back.
You would have. It's probably in your best interest that you did not attend Star Wars Celebration, because you probably would have been walking that floor all wet all day, probably orgasm. I mean, that's what I'm assuming
I
because
It
Sweaty.
was orgasmic. I saw
Yeah.
some of the images. They had like Grogu and actual Naboo starfighter. I was just dying over some of these images. So yeah, I'm
it hurt. It hurt that you weren't there to attend. I know it did, right, Easy, because you used to attend these celebrations.
It does
Back in the day.
because
Yeah.
now they're going to like Europe, and I'm like, that's great. Another thing I don't have to plan for. So
Yeah,
kinda
which is
sucks.
weird because these events were always every other year. Did you notice that too? How they're picking up the frequency?
I think it's to make up from COVID. I mean, this is
Probably.
COVID stopped so much, and they probably
Yeah.
missed on so many things. So they probably packing in a lot of, and then all these shows coming in, all these new episodes, and even Kenobi's rumored to be season 2 now. So
That was
that's
fast.
all. I know it's all awesome.
Dang.
Some people,
You have a
So
lot of people
I need
watching
to-
the show, so
I got to ask, I need to know what your frequency is, Easy, because I've known you for quite a while and you always fluctuate back and forth. So let's use a scale from 1 to 10, right? Right. And I want you to judge the 3 powerhouse IPs. I want you to judge your DC, your Marvel, and your Star Wars. So for example, Star Wars, hey Denobi, I'm into it 50%, 20% DC, 30% Marvel, as an example. I gotta know because I do know that you are completely influenced by the Force. It comes in waves, and then next year it'll be WandaVision or something wacky in a Marvel will bring you back.
You see, it's crazy because I've always been a person. I'm never into Marvel, but then
Mhm.
Doctor Strange, Dead Strange comes in, and my mind's gone. I'm blown away with it. So independent IPs, like they have a 15% with me. So
50% for what? DC or Marvel?
15% will be like independent IPs, like Predator,
Okay.
and just off products. And I even consider that to be Marvel because I don't really put them into a bracket at all. And probably I want to say like it's almost 50-50. I mean, whatever the difference is, it's between Star Wars and DC. Because just as Star Wars could grab me, DC can grab me the same. It's like DC is very few but very strong because I do love Batman. I love Batman. The Batman that just came out, absolutely amazing. I love my Batfleck. Anything that comes out for Batfleck or even the Henry Cavill, I'm waiting for that buzz to come out. As soon as that comes out, I'm dropping money. And then Star Wars, like I said, I dropped out of it, and then here they come with this 20th anniversary, and I'm back in. I just don't know what to do with myself. And like you said, I get wet. I get soaked.
It's tough.
it is tough. It is tough. There's so many good stuff out there, like even if you are Star Wars, like a hardcore Star Wars fan, and let's say you watch a movie and you like it, and a figure comes out, it's gonna grab your attention. Marvel right now is kind of quiet compared to Star Wars, right? I mean, of course, there's movies and all that, but it is right now. It is not as crazy as it was before the Star Wars craziness came. Like before Mando, before all these series, Marvel was like here high.
Oh, you just outed yourself, Dante. You pretty much put yourself. So on that scale that I just gave to Easy, right? You are clouded so much by the Star Wars Force. You made it seem like 1 or 2 Marvel pieces are just being released, when in fact it's almost 50. There's a ton of Marvel, but you don't see that though, and that's fine because your passion right now is with Star Wars. That's what you're focusing on. There's a garbage load of Marvel stuff.
Oh no! I'm not saying that there's stuff Marvel. I'm just saying
you just
that
said it was down and it's sleeping.
no. Talking
You are
about
clouded.
no.
That's
Talking
what I
about
just
the
heard,
movies.
though.
No figures. I'm talking about the
Cloudy,
movies.
yeah.
I mean, a couple years ago, 3 years ago, I mean, Endgame was the most popular movie ever.
Yeah.
And figures were coming left and right. Like every single character from that movie.
You just did it again, Dante. You made it seem like Marvel Hot Toy figures aren't being released. There's still a garbage load of figures being dropped in the pre-order. But there's nothing wrong with that, though. It's just you're passionate about Star Wars, and when a Marvel, I mean, hell, with Moon Knight, how many WandaVisions?
Is this your wish list, dude?
it's the whole, like, for example, how many
Every single
Dr.
figure
Strange,
is up here hearted
yeah.
out.
But again,
Jesus
there's
Christ.
nothing wrong with that. It just shows, like, I'd like to know where everybody's loyalties are. Are you
Look at this
loyal
Loki.
to
I
the
mean, like
Republic
you're
or
talking about that.
Empire?
You're talking
And
about that.
even
We
though,
see Loki. We
yeah, and
see
I do like
Kate.
that easy dancer on that question. You know, he's like, Star Wars is okay. I'm like, oh, come on now, easy. Come on now. You're about 80% trying to pretend like you still love your Batman. Come on now. Batman's right behind you.
Because
Come on.
like Batman, he really shoved his fist up my butt and tell me how much he loves me. Like I really do feel for Batman a lot more than Star Wars than I feel like I should. But Star Wars has this nostalgia with me. That's the only thing that keeps me on that half scale on like fighting off the percentages. Star Wars has that nostalgia, whereas Batman has that heart with me. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
Easy,
it doesn't.
I love messing with you though, because I remember a time when you said Dark Side Anakin is not worth it. I love it, Easy.
I don't have that figure.
I love it. I love how flip floppy you are.
No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it because I never bought that figure. And even in my review, I said this is not my figure. I just got it for review, and I'm sending it safely to the owner.
Yeah,
because it is not worth it.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, and I Dante, I love you. I'm picking on you though because you're like they're not released in Marvel, and I'm like God, they're like Marvel is.
I didn't say that. I don't know what you're saying. That I never said that.
You're making it seem like it's not interested and no one cares about it. They're not released. I'm like, man,
No,
there's garbage.
Well, I'm a Star Wars fan.
And again, that's nothing wrong. I just
I
want to know.
I have Marvel. So if you ask me the same question that you ask Easy, I mean, I will say right now my collection, I will say 60% is Star Wars, and I will say solid 35% Marvel.
There you go. Look at that.
And
look at talking.
And then 15% or 20% is pretty much like horror figures and.
Bretta, what's your percentage?
Yeah,
my percentage it's very easy. I'm loyal to Batman. I'm loyal to Batman because it's my favorite character. Marvel, I can pick a figure here and there, but I don't give a crap about Marvel. It's what it is.
So you say like 10% from Marvel? You don't collect anything from Marvel, do you?
I have a couple of Iron Man. I have Spider-Man upgraded suit. I have a couple of figures, but nothing substantial. And yeah, I'm very deep into the Mandalorian line. That's it. But I'm loyal to Batman. I always was what started me collecting 1/6 scale.
So we're gonna. I mean, Denobi's true. Like he has some right on that. Like if I share my screen here, how do I do that?
Well, Dante,
we can
really
see some Marvel figures.
Well, we haven't seen you, Dante. We all miss you. I mean, I'm sorry, not Dante. Easy. We haven't seen you for a while, and I've known you for quite a bit. Where you flip. I mean, that's fine. Everybody has big interests, right? I'm kind of with the Star Wars bandwagon myself right now, and I'm really curious to know where you stood. Just because I know you're like, I hate last year I was listening to you and Dante on live stream.
I don't give a crap about Marvel.
Yeah.
He owns a Marvel t-shirt.
There you go.
That was from the thrift store.
There you go. I remember listening to live streams with you and Dante talking about how like I'm done with Marvel, I'm going to liquidate everything and so forth, and you even mentioned with Star Wars 2 at one point you were like, I think I'm going to statues, and then again, everybody's allowed to have a choice.
Look at my collection. Look how thin it has gotten. I mean, if you really look at my
you always come back though.
But I always see Star Wars.
You always come back. Look at you. I know the rest of your Star Wars is underneath your desk. I know you have it. Trying to pretend
that's just my lightsaber, Denobi. Nothing else. That's the only thing Star Wars under my desk.
Is it Rey's lightsaber? Is it which Jedi's or is it
it's a mini fig.
It's Darth Maul's. It's double-ended. But
that's unfortunate.
I'm
sorry.
I try for me personally. I try to treat all three of the kids, DC, Marvel, and Star Wars, equally. But as to seasons, like everybody else, I do get swayed with one or the other, but I typically never take I always have one foot on one of the properties because I know how quick things can change. Everybody's enjoying Star Wars. I love Star Wars. Look, I was a Celebration, and all I wanted to do is I want to build a grand army for the Republic. All that was going through my head. And seeing these pieces, it's like, all right, how can I manage all of these Star Wars vehicles? Do I need to build a garage, kind of like Jay Leno's style garage, and have pit droids working on all the speeder bikes? That's what goes through my head when I see all this stuff. I want to build all this into a module case. I want to all right, cool. I can have pit droids. I can 3D print and go on, get all this stuff. But I also know I love Star Wars, but I never trust it because I always have my other foot on Marvel, because the minute the whole thing with Star Wars is that the IP is way too fragile. It's a thin glass, and it typically takes like one small, tiny little bullet to crack that glass. And it could be something as silly as a character being introduced on one of these shows that has a girlfriend, a female Jedi has a girlfriend, and then everybody loses their cool, or Kenobi does something just outside of his character and everybody gets bent out of shape. That's how fragile the Star Wars universe is as far as when it comes to collecting. So I typically never trust Star Wars deep.
The only thing with like Kenobi right now, if they made a Reva figure, I would be like, why even? It's not, to me, the acting quality isn't there, and she's not too based on Star Wars at all. She's just there. And she made it seem like that's what she's doing. Like, I just
her background is theater, and she performed in Macbeth. She can
perform in Macbeth and be Beethoven. She can play Beethoven and do what. If she's not, to me, she's not giving the performance of an Inquisitor. In my opinion, she's not giving that Inquisitor feel.
I think that's the writing problem.
I don't. How is an Inquisitor supposed to act? Easy. This is the first time.
But you look at the other ones. You look at the other ones, and they're very mannered in such ways that they're acting as part of the sisterhood and your whole unit. I'm not sure if this is intentional. There's another side of me that's saying, okay, this is intentional. I'm going to accept it as that and wait till this whole thing unravels, because maybe she's being that spoiled brat. And then they're all just parents, and they're intentionally injecting her with this kind of mood and giving us this emotion to backfire on her like this, so that we do see I don't know.
But it's not called a Reva show. It's called a Kenobi show, though.
That's the thing. Like, I don't want to have to focus on her that much. Like Kenobi.
What are you talking about? Majority of the screen time is given to little Leia.
Or even her. To me, even little Leia has been a little bit better actor.
I've heard that, and I know it's not true. So then it comes off as Star Wars fandom semi-hate. When they're like, when I hear someone says that Reva's getting more screen time, I'm like, well, that's not true. It's Leia's actually getting the most screen time. In fact, if anything, this is my first introduction into a Sith Inquisitor. Actually, the first time was on Fallen Order, on the Jedi Fallen Order, right? So this is my first time ever encountering. I didn't watch any of the cartoons. This is my first live action interpretation of what a Sith Inquisitor is. In fact, if anything, the dialogue that they had in this tower, this underwater tower, that office politics, that's phenomenal writing right there. The fact that they're trying to one up each other, I wanted more of that. It's interesting though, where everybody thought that the Sith Inquisitors were going to take over the show. And that's not true. I actually would love to see more of the historical, of the character development of the Sith Inquisitors, because I think that whole faction is cool. I think that's awesome. Yeah. I want to learn more, but we're spending time on Alderaan with little Leia and her little Hasbro droid, right? Which I pre-ordered out of guilt because I like droids, right? And it's like, ooh, too much rev. I'm like, I don't think so. I would love to see more. I want to see more character development on that. Little Leia is stealing the show. Isn't loyal to particular IPs, loyal to the Emperor Howard Chen and the Huntress Empire. Show me what you got.
But anyway,
you wouldn't buy Reva? Come on, Easy. You wouldn't buy Reva as a hot price?
I don't know. I'd probably buy Bantha before I buy Reva.
You would buy a Bantha before you wouldn't have a Sith Inquisitor. You're full. I'm gonna call you out. Where are you? In Louisiana? I'm gonna fly out. I'm gonna here because that's bullshit. Because I know you are a Star Wars little.
I'm a Star Wars nut. I'm deep in hardcore. Like, I'm waiting for so many releases, but they haven't dropped them. But I don't have a Bantha video, but I do have this. I do have that in my
I love
arsenal.
that video, dude. I absolutely need a copy of that.
I gotta send you, Josh. Remind me to
I
email,
need that.
email you that. That's
I
a
absolutely
that's a
need
beater right there.
people to see that.
But Jedi Knight's watch is in the house.
Graham.
What's going on? My little Graham. That's my little Graham Quacker. And somebody said up here they want.
Wait, I want to know. Wait a minute. I want to know where the panel stands. Dante, if they made a Riva Hot Toys figure, would you buy it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, why not? I will buy it. I like the show so far. I mean, despite all the criticism and the acting and all that. I mean, I just kind of like watching the show as just an enjoyment. I know what's gonna happen with Obi-Wan anyways, so it's not like they doing something like we didn't know, So I'll take it as that. And I just kind of feel like it's so so much crazy criticism towards a particular actress without taking into account that it is not her fault.
Yeah,
she's not. She was given the script. She was given all this.
Well, she's
the way
playing
she.
Princess Leia, right? We are talking about Princess Leia, right?
No,
Reva.
Yeah. Well, Princess. It's a little kid. It's like what, 7 years old, 8 years old. I mean,
she was doing. I think she did really good in.
You cannot judge like she was like a freaking, like Meryl Streep.
I gotta tell you, after
just
seeing
need
the
to chill
pilot
out.
episode of Book of Boba Fett and then seeing these 3 episodes of Kenobi, it's like watching an episode of Beavis and Butthead and like a Shakespearean play with Kenobi to compare to Book of Boba Fett. I think.
I mean, I can relate with you there. There was something. There were some levels of Book of Boba that I was like, oh my god.
Is it perfect? It's not perfect. Obviously not, right? Nothing is perfect.
Speaking of, happy birthday.
Whose birthday is it?
Whose birthday?
Kathleen Kennedy's.
Kathleen Kennedy, the witch.
Yes.
Really her birthday?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, she is the Sith witch that we're looking for. I'm telling you.
That's the real Grand Inquisitor right there.
Yeah.
Dude, they always are.
Bob Dylan says it's nice to watch a Bantha-less stream. Oh, I should add more Bantha. Here we go.
No.
Yeah, easy. Put the one. Put the one sneezing.
I gotta find that one. I gotta add that one. I have so many things to my arsenal. But a lot of people in the house. We have 52 people watching. That's great for my third ever live stream ever, which I have no clue on how to direct or run. And thanks to these guys being on the show tonight. You have this weirdo right here. And that's my sister. Go spam her.
You just send Bam 25.
So like a lot of people, Doc Smizzle in the house, Smizzle my noozle. She is just being more ruthless and reckless, but I'm waiting until the end for her judgment. Yeah, that's kind of true. Like, that's what I'm just like. I'm on the fence of, hey, could be good, could be bad. We'll just have to wait and see how it all unfolds. But single songwriter says I could give 2 schlitz if a Star Wars movie is good. I collect Star Wars and things that I like. So, there's another thing of just being appreciative and glad they're making stuff like this. Yeah. That way we can have, product pages look like this. I want to bring it up. So we can have product. Let me bring it up. Josh, why is it so far?
What? What did I do?
There it is. So we can have product pages that look like this. I mean, if they keep making stuff, we can have a healthy line of figures. Yeah. So like it or not, a lot of people don't like that, K2.
Why is the Moon Knight not wish listed?
I don't know.
Is Moon Knight?
That's your website.
That is not my website. How dare you disrespect Moon Knight? The only Marvel character I care about in my life right now. You're gonna buy that figure. It's not a choice.
But
who's that Hawkeye that came out? Anybody getting her? What was her name?
Who?
Kate
Bishop.
Yeah.
Kate Bishop.
Yeah. Boy,
are people getting? Yeah, just not me.
No, that's a peg warmer. That's what you call a peg warmer there.
Oh.
Even though I enjoyed the show too, it was an interesting show.
Doc Smizzle, you don't understand. Moon Knight is the future. Moon Knight is the future of Marvel. And
I got lost.
If it's not, I'm sorry, but honestly, it was so much easier to understand. Once you watch it a second time, But like, I love shows like that, just absolute chaos, and you have to think. I love shows like that. He is my first ever Marvel character I actually like have an obsession with. I'm stoked on it.
Moon Knight?
Yeah.
Yeah, you bought 2 of the same comics.
I bought 2 of the same graded comic. I
Yeah,
got
that's a
such a
given.
good deal on both of them. I was so happy.
Okay,
No,
so
I
we
tried to
gotta-
give that show a chance. I really did. It had
You didn't
some.
like
it?
it?
Was
I
up
I
and
fell
down.
asleep on the 4th episode. So,
Yeah, there was
How
one
did you
episode I fell
fall
asleep.
asleep? There's
Maybe
nothing
that was
but
it.
action.
That was probably. I know I fell asleep on one of them, but then it was high and low, and then the ending was like, okay, that was a neat ending. All right, next, and then by tomorrow, by the following day, I forgot about it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. That was it.
This is why I don't get into Star Wars. 'Cause
so Dante, where are the releases? I know you wanted to talk about this. Where are the Attack of the Cloned Men releases?
announcements, you said you want to say, right?
No, and you mean the next wave that Hato's promised that we're still waiting? That's a good question. Where are they? The announcements. I don't know. I don't even know. I can
All right,
give you
next
that,
question.
you know.
No.
I don't know.
I do. I mean, I still believe that we're gonna finally get Mace Windu. That I have a feeling that that's gonna we're gonna get it. You know, I think this is gonna be the year that we're finally gonna get what we wanted. Like, you know, we were asking for C-3PO for a long time. We got one. Was that the best C-3PO that everyone was expecting? Obviously not, but it's a good looking one. You know, they tease Windu for the first time ever, and yes, we can argue about how they tease stuff and never show or never say never, but never announce officially. But you know, maybe we can tie this topic with what's going on with the third party world. You know, because a clear example to me was what they did with Vulture, for example, right? Every third party company did the Vulture. Hato says, you know what? Hold my beer. Boom. Out of nowhere. Like an old figure. So does that mean that whatever was teased at one point would never happen? Honestly, I cannot put my hands on that. I mean, it's probably, you know, Hatos is not stupid. You know, they know what people want. You know, they just concentrating on other IPs to make sure that they get those pre-orders, they get those
we
releases.
saw Mace Windu in the tease with the droid.
Right.
It's
Very
the
clear
20th
tease.
anniversary. When other is there a time to bring Mace Windu out?
Right. So
Any other time, because people are gonna buy regardless of the time.
Stop talking, Joshua.
They're
But
smart.
you were saying Dante died.
No, yeah. Well, I thought okay, no, because Josh interrupted me. Thanks,
Oh.
Josh.
Oh my god! You know what?
Mhm.
Here.
No, what I was saying is that because of what Hatos has been doing, he removed himself. He said, you know what, I'll do it myself.
I'll do it myself.
What the third parties companies have been doing and what Hatos is doing, it makes sense. They want a piece of the cake. That's not a secret right there, right? Now, in terms of the next wave of announcements, I mean, remember that, like Joel said in many of the streams, the anniversary is the whole year. It's not like just May or June or July. It's the whole year. So they can easily start announcing stuff next week or December. So
We do have a healthy number of releases, though.
we
I
do
mean, so far 1, 2,
Immense.
3, 4, 5, 6,
6, 7,
7.
8,
Well, just-
9.
Well, for 7 for the Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
a lot.
But the one that they announced, the one with Commander Appo and with those speeder bikes, whatever, those are not Attack of the Clones, though. I don't think it's labeled as Attack of the Clones. I think it's more
that's
Clone
right, though.
Wars.
Yeah, I would say it's more of a Clone Wars, and they kind of got away with it.
Right. So I think the next wave is definitely going to come. But again, guys, keep in mind that the whole year is the anniversary. So they can easily do that. They can wait a little longer to start releasing other figures because remember, for them is Star Wars, Marvel, DC, and the one-offs. So they need to also do stuff for those markets. They cannot just do Star Wars forever and forget about the other companies, right? So it's gonna happen at one point. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I really hope it is sooner because a lot of people are waiting, including myself. I mean, everyone is waiting for Mace Windu and Padme and all those characters. So we'll just have to wait.
This droid looks like me when I'm trying to sniff my butt if I washed it or not. So, Josh, what do you think? Where are our releases? When is more stuff coming on the website?
For Hot Toys specifically, I think
Clone Wars. I mean,
Well,
not
Clone
really
Wars,
Clone
Star
Wars.
Wars,
Episode 2.
Star
Episode
Wars,
2.
Clone Wars.
Episode 2.
Honestly,
Attack of
I
the
think it's
Clones.
going to be a bit. I think they know their audience. They know the demand is going to be there, regardless of anniversary or not. You guys have been asking for Mace Windu for years, right?
We want the window.
So, we want a window.
Mace
Well,
Windu.
I know he goes through a window.
131.
Ha,
131
no.
live pre-orders right now on Sideshow. That's not including the little cause babies.
No, what'd you say?
Well,
131 pre-orders for Hot Toys, 6-scale
Yeah.
figures, including the vehicles, but not counting the cause babies. So I'm always very. I would never ask for more.
Not
The
counting
majority of
cars,
these figures, the majority of us collectors are probably going to miss it. So it's one of those situations that be careful what you wish for. You've gotten it, and most of us are probably going to be missing out on a lot of these Star Wars pieces. I mean, these are $400. The clone speeder bike is what? Is it It's $700, right? It's $700 on Sideshow. That's with tax and shipping. So, and that speeder bike, with the sidecar, they left it neutral because that specific vehicle was seen in the cartoons and in Revenge of the Sith. It's the one that shot that little Jedi chick on the speeder bike when Order 66.
It was Commander Neo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that can be used for cinematic purposes, and it could also be used for animated purposes. And it's a tough. They're two different speeders. Easy and Dante, were you guys trying to lobby to have the troopers separated from the vehicle? Were you part of that?
I was one of the hardcore ones that said it should have been separated.
Okay.
It is a really big price to pay if you just need just the two trooper variants.
I agree with that, but at the same time, I think, again, this is just my observation. It can be 100% wrong. What I think they're trying to do is try to push vehicles to people, and the only way they can do it is having somebody who can ride the vehicle. So that's why they're doing this way. Not to say that in the future maybe they will announce figures, and people can buy, the one with the sidecar and then buy the figure by itself. But I think what they're trying to do now is trying to push these things, right? Because we have other companies doing the dioramas, doing the vehicles and things like that. And Hato says, wait, we have the license. Why not doing this ourselves? But if we're going to do it, we need to have a driver. So that's the way I see it. I can be wrong, but that's my
agree,
observation.
though, because you force people into having these in your collections. What's going to happen? They're going to want the next one. They're going to want the next one. They're going to want the next one. And it's going to end up piling. And they're going to say, now I'm collecting vehicles. I guess I'm a vehicle collector. And for me, I'm more of I'll find this trooper singled out somewhere on eBay. I don't really want to dish out. I mean,
it might be difficult. It might be difficult. I mean, not to say that impossible. It might be a bit difficult because that's the only way you can get this trooper with this vehicle. I mean, unless you just don't care about having a driver, like you will just kind of get rid of this the figure. But I probably, I think this would not be a big, quantity in terms of releasing. I don't think it's going to be many. So this one probably are going to sell quicker, I think. So
this is a military vehicle that was manufactured by the Republic, though, Easy. And if you're buying a military vehicle, most collectors, as finicky and divaistic we are, we're going to want the military character to go with that vehicle.
Correct.
So I agree with Dante's point and your point.
I understand, Denobi, but look at your background.
Huh?
But,
what do you? Well, I'm lobby. I actually like that the troopers included with the bike, because I would never spend this amount of money on this military speeder, right? That was manufactured by the Republic and not have the actual trooper that was designed. Same thing with the scout trooper. Now, I think, and I agree with you and Dante. but I think it's multiple. It's multiple. It's one rock hitting multiple birds because they need to catch up, right? And when you sell that specific trooper in its own packaging, what you've now done in retail is that you've created another SKU, and that SKU now needs its own inventory batch, now needs its own manufacturing, and now needs its own dedication stuff. And moving forward with the 131 pre-orders that we have, they can't keep doing this, right? They need to catch up. And so I
So
think
that Denobi goes with this comment right here about them speeding up their timetables, and they'll announce something, and by the time it releases, a new show starts already. Like for instance, the Bad Batch, we have new variants already.
and
New
this is a
paint.
perfect example of this because there's one less SKU, right? So production theoretically should be increased versus now creating another SKU with its own packaging, its own labor, its own situation. That's what you're asking for. Now we have one SKU, which is the speeder bike, the bark speeder with the trooper. It's one SKU, one package. Either you want it or you don't. Fine.
That's
It's a
pricey
small
though,
batch-
Denobi.
it's
Like,
a
can
small
you
batch
agree
and
with
it
me?
gets
Like,
shipped
that's
out.
pricey for a 1/6 scale speeder. I mean, I
It
think
is.
that's really
It
pricey.
is.
You
Which
see,
is, and you're absolutely right. Which is where the comment, the question I posed to you, that these high prices is somewhat creating a elitist price point, right?
Oh, we're getting into
So,
that later.
and we'll go into that later because the bark speeder is a perfect example of what I proposed to you.
yeah, no, it is a good point, real quick. And I know, Josh and John has to, also give the comments. But the
I'm
way I
sorry.
see this, the way I see this is like, okay, the price is driven by the current market situation, what's going on in the world right now, right? Inflation, taxes and everything that comes with, right? So the price price is priced according to what's going on right now, like how we're living, the current situation in the world, right? It's not like it was just, let's put this figure like $800 just out of nowhere. I mean, it is priced according to what it is right now. Not to say that what Hatos is trying to do is obviously there's price tags. So again, my personal opinion and observation, just want to make that clear. I think anything below $300 is more doable and affordable for a lot of people, right? Everything over $400, it gets a bit difficult to get, right? Because
And
it's
you're
$400.
you're talking about a figure, like it's not like some crazy DX figure like DX Mall
Right,
coming with a speeder. This is just
right,
a clone. We're
right,
used to paying just 220,
right. But
something
now
like
think about this analogy now. So that being said, you have companies that do, dioramas, vehicles, whatever, and the vehicle itself is like probably almost double this price. So you're getting something pretty much half of the cost, if you will, plus a figure, plus a license. So so there's a lot of things that we need to take into account as well. Of course, we can argue, oh, but the materials using those are like metallic or whatever. Of course, is more like a custom type of thing, right? But this one here is mass produced and still looks good. It still is valuable, and it still I think is more affordable the paying those high price tags. So I think what Hatos is trying to do right now, we're gonna go to that topic later, is trying to like to what the novice said, trying to categorize prices. I don't know if that makes sense, but we'll talk later. I don't want to kind of like jump
yeah,
ahead.
we gotta bring on Joel about where's the releases. Are you thinking maybe it's a timetable thing? Are you thinking they're hiding it from us? They're waiting because they know they'll get our money's worth. What do you
I
think
don't
that's happening?
I think they have their own schedule, and they don't need to rush into the releases because many people were thinking they need to announce everything in May. They said there is a second wave. The second wave may very well come in the end of the year. Even can come next year. They are still giving you the fourth anniversary figures.
Yeah.
So they can. And do you want to have more 5-8 announcements now for you to be stuck on more pre-orders? That's other problem. If you want to collect this line, then you will have how many pre-orders only for Attack of the Clones? 12 figures? 13
Mhm.
figures? That's a lot. And Hot Toys are also considering this because they also consider that they need pre-orders. But they also know that at this moment people are not pre-ordering as before. we live in a different world as completely. So they need to consider that.
What it seems like is like the less demand and higher pricing, which is just two things that's not working well with each other.
But the pricing, there's not much Hot Toys can do, because the pricing has to do with a lot of stuff, like
A lot of
materials, production. There's a lot of stuff they cannot control. It's not only Hot Toys. You can see everything everywhere is inflation. It's impossible to control that.
Mhm.
And then many people say, oh, Hot Toys is increasing the prices because of in-art. I can tell you, Hot Toys, they don't give a damn what are the prices of in-art.
Yeah.
There's their last thing they are worrying about.
But don't you think if they can see the feedback coming off of in-art, I mean, they're releasing 2 figures for $1,000. Don't you think Hot Toys says maybe we can get away with jacking up our prices a little bit more?
Yeah, but
Have
do
they
you
released
know?
these figures yet, Easy?
Do you know? And do you know without?
Has Inart released the figures yet?
No,
Then
nothing
it doesn't exist yet.
Announced.
And do you know? And
But
do you know how
pre-orders
many?
has been dropped,
Exactly.
and people is just
Do
ordering.
you
them.
know? Do you know how many people? How many? Because I know some stores. They told me. Do you know how many people already canceled their Joker pre-orders even before it's released?
It's
But
all a
people are
knee-jerk
canceling.
reaction and hype.
That was 1 week hype that everyone was talking about that Joker, but not everyone can afford $1,000 for a Joker. And then they realized that after 1 month or two, and they said, "No, I need to cancel my pre-order."
That's
and they will lose.
statue level.
Dude, that's the thing. Like, if that's when I pre-order mine, I was thinking, okay, so the rooted hair is like $300-$400 more of the middle one. Exact same thing, 2 figures, same base, same everything. The difference is the rooted hair. Can I justify paying for $100 for rooted hair? Me personally,
No.
said no, I can't. I can't. I can get another figure for that. The one with the sculpted hair looks as good as looks really good to me. So I'm okay with that. So we can talk about argue about the price and all that, but at the same time, and all this is gonna tie up what we spoke about the other day on my show, Easy, that we talk about the pre-orders, like how those pre-orders are gonna start dying down in the future because of what's going on with the Hong Kong market with the resellers. So all this is kind of like a circle of life.
So, Josh,
Hi.
final verdicts on it. What do you
What
have
was
to
the-
say?
I agree with
So,
Josh.
Where all these releases? We get off topic and get so political all of a sudden. But
I mean, well, you know my stance on pre-orders. We had a big talk about it the other day.
do it.
Yeah,
Do it.
I mean, you don't have to pre-order, but retailers are not going to order stock if you're not pre-ordering. So, I think with the releases that have currently come out for Star Wars, Hot Toys is aware that not everyone is made of money. And they've released a lot of nice figures that a lot of collectors are going to say, I want almost all of these. And we were talking specifically about Mace Windu, and I'm still on that. I don't think they're in a rush to release a next wave of Star Wars figures because, as Bretta said, the year is still long. And you know what? You don't want knee-jerk cancellations because people are starting to get nervous about how much they've paid. It would be a lot easier to release a second wave of Star Wars figures 6 months later so that collectors can spread out their funds and there's availability in funds available. Because there are a lot of people that are not willing to pre-order right now. What are you going to do? Give them another hole to further front more money that they don't want to pre-order in the first place? I don't see any rush. Mace Windu is going to come, and that doesn't even need to happen this year. Mace Windu collectors have been asking for forever. They don't give a shit. They don't have to give a shit because you guys are going to buy whenever he releases. He could be in another 2 years. You're still going to buy in 2 years. So they're not necessarily in a rush. They're going to get their money's worth.
So somebody made a good point. Do you have any idea on cargo containers? That's another thing I want to know before we
In
move
what
on to the
way?
next point.
Like, are they
costs
coming?
still going up? Are they coming? Are they going
No,
up still?
prices have
Because
dropped, and there
diesel,
hasn't
gas
been.
prices, things like that. We're seeing the inflation.
Oh,
still
I
go
don't.
up.
Well, so a lot of this inflation, dude, is we're at the point where it's just greed. Like, there's
Yeah.
not a massive
It's just political.
Like,
at this point.
it all started because what? Russia invaded Ukraine. Okay, how's that going right now? Nobody knows. So
Right.
it's easy to say it's still too expensive because you don't have to give any information on why it's too expensive. The same thing can be said with inflation. You know what? We're going into a lot of issues right now. It's not necessarily inflation. The yen has started crashing. The euro has started crashing. The US dollar is getting higher. So why is inflation happening?
Right.
Where is the reasoning for this inflation? Because the pandemic, yes, there's still recovery, but people are going back to work. Okay. Materials are not necessarily hard to find anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So really it's just a chain of
Where's my PS5?
greed.
Where's my PS5?
Yeah, whatever.
They still can't find a PS5. Imagine.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. It's been like what? I was
2
lucky
years.
to get one for my son.
No, Dante,
know?
you got lucky. I remember when you got lucky.
I got
Nobody's
lucky.
smiling like I already got one.
I don't
I'm
want
not
to
gonna
tell
say
you how
anything.
many
For
I
me?
got.
Yeah, you Kenobi. You
Yeah,
look
but
like you got one.
you're a sculptor. I want to get from my.
I entered the lottery where you buy through PlayStation
PlayStation
Direct,
Network, and you get it
And-
every time.
and I got the invite, and then I waited 2 minutes and I clicked buy.
Yep.
Did you not know that you can buy directly from Sony and
Okay.
avoid
I'm
all
not
the-
registered. I'm still waiting for my
Walmart
email.
does it too.
I'm going to move to the next topic. Anyway. Oh.
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes. It was like,
If he dies, he dies.
If he does, he does. I need that. I
I'll send
need
it to
that
you. I'll
one.
send it.
Okay, let's go.
What is
Uh,
this?
What's this?
that's like the Electric
What's
Daisy
this?
Carnival we have here.
But yeah, inflation, I mean, call it what you want. It's everyone trying to take a piece of the pie as long as they can ride that wave of inflation.
Yeah. It's
I mean,
good for
that is the reality right now.
it's good for the moneymakers who wants to make more money,
Yeah,
but it's crazy for us. So
it'll
Denobi,
crash. It'll correct
um,
itself.
I want to start with you on this one. Are the competitors a joke or a threat? Because you brought this topic to me, and I was like, and even the next topic was by Denobi, and I want him to.
So
Explain
what this inquiry, what this question is that are we overhyping the whole situation between these licensed companies that are coming in, teasing Joker, Gandalf, and it's not just Queen Studios too. It's also XO6 that does the Star Trek. There's a couple more, and it's one of those situations where we as online influencers are if we're doing a disservice to the whole cause by making it seem grander than what it is. And even though most of us have the ones that did pre-order under that 3-day window got their knees scraped with somewhat of a little bit of a deception from Queen Studios. And even though they released their PR statement on it, we're still giving them that pedestal, even with Gandalf. And my argument is, I go, we're as collectors, we're in a world right now where we have, I just checked, 131 pre-orders right now, and tough choices have to be made. And to propel a company that hasn't provided a figure yet to king status, I think it's a big joke. I think it's a big farce, and I know majority of the online content creators that have invited this individual by the name of John so that he can promote the company, because his job is, he is a PR, it's public relations. His job is to always, whatever you want to hear, is to put the company in a good light, to represent the company in a good light, because the owners don't speak English. That's his job. So I've always said, like, I go, are we overhyping it? I mean, or is it just a joke? Like, look, we'll cross this bridge when these figures are released, when they get released. And the whole practice of releasing more pre-orders when they haven't even shipped out the first one, I think it's a great concern that most people tend to overlook. So, and again, this applies to XO6 too. XO6, which is a that makes the licensed Star Trek figures, they're also exhibiting somewhat delays, quality in craftsmanship and head sculpts in their products. Even though they're falling behind, Exo 6 teased like 30 plus figures in their Star Trek convention early in the year, and they've only been released in 1 or 2 pre-orders. It's a fundraiser tactic.
Yeah.
Because the whole situation.
It's almost like, I mean, I'm sure some of us are familiar with the Kickstarter website. It's just a bunch of Kickstarters.
That's what it is. It's fundraising. Yeah.
It's just a bunch of Kickstarters. Can we get in? Can we be part of the big boy group? Can we do it?
Now, I do believe that Hot Toys is also exhibiting this behavior as well too, though, somewhat fundraising, since it's been, again, I don't know if this is true or not, where they've had to take government assistance to stay afloat in Hong Kong.
Really?
Twice, yeah. So they are exhibiting the same patterns too, where they're showing you exactly what you want to see, right? And to fundraise. So because in Hong Kong, they do collect 50% up front. When you pre-order a figure, and here in the US, it's only 10%. So Hot Toys, but again, the difference with Hot Toys is that they have not released a figure that has gone into pre-order. Some may even argue that the Loki may be the first sign in the crack, but again,
I doubt that. Hot Toys,
I doubt that too.
It's just unlikely because of the company pattern.
Yeah, the 2012 Loki that went into pre-order, that's pushing almost 3 years for a pre-order. So just be cautious when it comes to moving forward with day one pre-orders. I'm still against day one pre-orders, but I think the landscape after March 1st has changed, specifically with vehicles. Anything that has a $300 price point that breaks $300, we may run into small batches. We may, again, because most collectors aren't willing to lose that money due to the rules that have changed with Sideshow. If you pre-order something through Sideshow, you're not getting your money back. So most collectors right now are very cautious as to where they place their day one pre-orders. So these bikes, like the Bark Speeder and all that stuff, those are probably going to be small batches. Just because most of us aren't going to be willing to lose, was it $60? That's a $61, 10% collected.
Yeah, it depends on where you order from, but yeah,
is it more or less in other places? Because the norm is still 10%, isn't it?
Well, it's 20% here on Comic Concepts.
Well, that's a lot. That's a big leap of faith.
Yeah,
but people like me, that's
and you're not getting your money back. It's a non-refundable deposit. Very transparent.
But looky here, like this right here. We're gonna go look at Infinity's Joker. Where are you, Infinity?
I can't wait for this site to get overhauled.
Yeah, his site is a little
janky. I admit it. That's why I'm doing something about it.
But the 20%, I'll have to go into my orders. I don't want to do that. But the 20% does help. Anyway, Josh, the 20% does help on like big statue purchases. Like the Infinity statue was like $4,000. And I just put down near $1,000. It's gonna help me when it does release. I prefer to put down 50%. I'm like wanting to give Josh all my money right now, but he won't take it.
Well, it depends where you order, though. You have to think about what you're ordering here, too, because Sideshow that gets a plethora of Hot Toys stock and stuff, that's one thing. But with me, for example, my DeLorean sold out in 2 days. I got max allocation and I sold out. So it just depends where you're ordering from with this kind of stuff.
Yeah. So, we have another super chat. Are you against day one pre-orders or all pre-orders? When is it okay? So for me, I'm not necessarily against any of it. I'm more against pre-ordering because I lock in my order and I don't forget. I don't forget like a certain figure came out. Like there's a lot of stuff that I skip on. I forgot like the Bad Batch characters. I forgot Hunter was even released as a pre-order, but I got it ordered. So that's like I do that to myself so I don't end up forgetting. But we got to stay on topic. I'm running on over an hour here, only on my third thingamajig. So, Joel, what do you think about the competitors? Are they a joke or a threat?
I would not call them a threat. I think they are necessary for the market and for collectors. It's always good to have more companies doing 1/6 scale and being in the market together. I mean, Hot Toys. It's very difficult to take Hot Toys out, and I think it will be impossible because they have all the license. Queen Studios or In Art, they still with license only for China. For example, Josh cannot sell any 1/6 scale from them. Um, they have the license for Dune, I think. Dune, I think, is a global license.
Yeah, I
But
think
the
that's-
rest, Lord of the
Because
Rings,
it cost 5 cents. Of course they got
Yeah.
the global
And
license.
nobody wants the butthole.
I
Nobody wants
mean,
the butthole worm.
nobody's gonna be like, no, you can't have Dune here.
Yeah.
They're gonna. They
Lord-
probably gave it away. They were like, please make
Yeah.
a figure.
I
love
don't
the
know
movie,
that.
but I don't know about the merch. Like I love Dune, but I don't know about the merchandise.
Yeah.
And I don't know about the Pennywise that they are teasing now, if that license is global license or if it is China license only.
I think
I
they're
don't
just gonna
believe.
let the American companies buy it illegally and just kind of launder it
Right.
into the American seas. Just it fell. They picked it up. Oh, shame on them for selling our
Don't
product.
even get me started, dude.
I don't want you to get
Don't even
started.
get me started
That's
on
a whole
how
new
this
episode,
topic
1 hour
infuriates
talk.
me. It infuriates me, dude. I think it's the biggest. I don't think these companies are a joke, but what, like, why are you going on to English speaking reviewer channels and promoting your product that's not
When you can't
licensed for
even
any
sell it.
English speaking countries? You know
It's
what I
just-
mean?
it's
Or
just-
like
I'll
countries
say
where
it's
reviewers
exposure.
reside. Like, what are you marketing? Who are you targeting if it's not licensed there? So I think they're well aware of what they're doing.
Of course, they are aware because
Yeah.
even some time ago they post on their In Art group, they post the package dimension and the weight. He said
Yeah.
for it's because they know that we want to know what's the weight and the package dimension to calculate shipping and
Exactly.
sales
And,
and everything.
it's honestly infuriating, but whatever.
So what do you think, Dante, before Josh blows out his ass?
I'm good. I'm good.
Well, competition is always good, right? Because at the end of the day, it's gonna favor the collectors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, more options the better, right? Of course, you need to do your research and you know, have your leap of faith to whoever you want to invest your money on. So that's pretty much what it is, right? At the end of the day, right? We can argue all day about Inart, the you know, new company, all that, you know, but you know, I didn't mind putting my money on that company, and well, I mean, let me rephrase, on a reseller to get the Joker, because you know there's no way I can get a license here. But again, that was my choice, that was my risk. Whatever happens is on me, you know. And that's how we need to start owning our own you know, mistakes or whatever. You know, if we buy from a company that we not trust 100% and you buy it, then it's on you if something goes wrong, right? Don't blame the company because you knew
Yeah.
what you were into. So that's another thing that I always see, like, oh yeah, this company sucks, but you knew this. It's not like nobody told you about it. Like everyone warning you, every message, every post, everything, everywhere. You know, competition is always good. You know, and I think that third-party companies are pretty much trying to get into the market that some maybe Hot Toys and other companies didn't want to go. But now with more companies going into 1/6, you know, perfect example Inart, right? With Queen Studio going to the 1/6 community, I would not be surprised if J&D or any other company like Prime One decide to go into the 1/6 and maybe get a full license for certain products. That's gonna be even more interesting, you know. Who knows? Who knows?
But
But yeah, to
just
me, competition is always good, and I think, you know, Hot Toys and licensed companies really don't, you know, don't see those third parties as a threat, but more as a opportunity for them to actually tackle the market that at one point they didn't want to go. That's the
just
way
to
I
add
see it.
just to add one thing, and I've been saying this for months, and I think people didn't realize this. If you pre-order the In-Art Joker and you are in US, imagine that your Joker arrived with any problem.
Right.
You are
If the store
stupid.
if the
Exactly.
store that you bought if
You're
the store that
fucked.
you bought your Joker
They're
doesn't
gonna
have
tell you to go fuck
a
yourself.
good relation with Queen Studios, or
Yeah.
if they don't get directly from them, you are screwed basically.
Yep, and that's what I said. Like, if you do something like this, is your risk. Is you taking it yourself because you know the limitations that there is. So that's why if anything goes wrong with the company or everything goes wrong with the figure, don't just come and start
Good
blasting.
luck.
This is you know what I'm saying? And this
why
is
do
the
you
risk. This is the risk that whoever pre-order, I'm gonna put myself because I did. I'm taking, and if something goes wrong, it's on me. I'm not gonna cry. I'm taking the risk, knowingly of the potentials. You know.
And why do you think I haven't covered any of Queen's or InArt's products at all as far as the 1/6 line goes? I just don't put my heart into or faith into it yet because I just don't. We don't have anything on the table,
It's
Nothing.
easy to make teases and really nice prototypes.
and we've seen
It's
that
a lot harder to follow
And-
through.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
this
Queen
could all
Studio-
be.
You will
Queen
see at
Studios
least,
makes amazing stuff. Don't get me wrong.
you will see at least more 3 figures going for pre-order before Joker goes out, because they
Oh,
will
yeah.
have that Pennywise going up for pre-order. They will have the Christian Bale Batman going up for pre-order, and they will have the Robert Pattinson Batman going up for pre-order. These all before Joker arrives. Remember that even John from Queen Studios, he keeps saying these on streams and people are not listening. He always said the first batch, the small batch, will go out in the fourth quarter of this year, but they will give that
That could be
batch
like
to China
50
customers.
figures.
They will give that batch to China customers. For you guys in the US, you are lucky if you get it maybe by the second quarter of next year.
So
I would
single
say-
songwriter.
Remember that
sorry.
first quarter in China is always completely stopped because of the Chinese New Year. There are 1
Right.
month that is all stopped. You will get it maybe in the second quarter of next year. And God for and imagine if the first photos that appear from China collectors are not satisfactory for you, and you will start canceling those pre-orders. I don't know.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, again, to my point, it is on the collector who's doing that, knowing the consequences, knowing that this can happen. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you
Yeah,
pre-order
Dante,
something,
but I'm not worried about Queen Studios. I'm not worried about anyone, but I know some friends that they are
Seem
selling
worried.
their Joker as a stores, and they need to pay up front to Queen Studios. And if
Right.
you cancel the orders with them, they will. I don't know how that stores will survive because they
yeah,
need to
that's
pay
what
to
I'm
Queen
saying.
Studios.
It's gonna trickle exactly. It's gonna, but again, they are selling to a market they're not supposed to sell. So still, even if you
Correct.
do buying something, it's on them. They taking that risk.
If
So
there
if
are
they
a
go
massive amount of
bankrupt,
cancellations,
is-
it's because
is-
the distributors are selling to the wrong markets.
Exactly. That's the reason. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's on you as the buyer, and it's on you as the reseller. It's
So-
not just one. It's not just one way. You need in order for you to sell something, you need a buyer.
I want to.
If you buy something, you need a supplier.
I
So
want to go over single songwriter's comment here. This is a good one. This could be such a Ponzi scheme if it comes true. It's kind of like a what if Marvel series right here. What if the InArt figures are limited articulation, like 16 to 18 points of articulation, and why has InArt not told us or showed us exactly how many points? So this, he's saying, referring like it's just a glorified statue doll at 1/6 scale. Something smells.
I mean,
I
it
think
could
we
be.
asked.
I'm
I
ready-
think,
I'm
no,
ready
I think
for
we
that.
asked. I think we asked the question, and he said that it's 30 points of articulation. I think.
Yeah, that'd be very risky of them to do, though. That would
Yeah,
be very turntable.
knowing how the 1/6 community is, like,
Well, they
dude,
don't know the 1/6 community though. They came in
Statue.
like
No,
guns
they-
blazing, coming after hot toys.
they know.
How do they know?
Easy. Yeah,
They know now.
Yeah.
They didn't know before.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they can still fix this.
Yeah.
It's not out yet. Even if they have to delay something, they don't want to take the risk because the
They-
moment they do that
they-
shit, that's it.
They could have learned with the Joker. What they did with Gandalf was another mistake, a big mistake they did with the Gandalf, and everyone was telling them Gandalf need the Moria staff. Everyone is giving the Moria staff with Gandalf. They did a video with the staff lightening up, and that's the other staff. Is the wrong one. We asked them live. Someone asked them, and they said the licensor approved that Gandalf. So either the licensor doesn't know about what
They
Well, it was
probably don't. They
Maybe they haven't seen the
probably
movies.
don't.
Maybe they haven't seen the movies.
So
Like, how
thank
do you
you.
not have Gandalf in the United States? I'm sorry. Like, how do you not have
That's
Lord of the
true.
Rings in the United States?
So thank you, Six Skill Mafia, for the $9.99 super chat. Hot Toys moving forward are low batches to catch up. People are gonna get overwhelmed, and Arts is gonna drop some fire, or they'll sink. And Exo 6 is pushing figures faster than anyone else. Kaplowy, JND coming too. Let's go. Let's do this. Thank you for your super chat, Anthony. Six Skill Mafia, check him out. Cool guy.
Do you understand the comment, Easy, about why Hot Toys are moving forward from the end of the first quarter, moving on to the year? Do you know what he means by that?
Which comment?
The Hot Toys moving forward, low batches. It's probably going to be the norm. It's what most of us veterans are speculating. And that's just, and then to Bob's comment as well too. Actually, I agree with both comments. So because in 2020, right, when everybody was stuck at home buying everything that they can get their hands on and they were bored out of their mind and infused, majority of those Star Wars pre-orders, those are the ones that have sat in the shelves, even though like the 501st took forever to sell out. It's and even to the first and second quarter of 2021, and we talked about it where it was in vogue to just collect pre-orders. Do you remember that, Easy? Remember the second quarter of 2021? That was the ongoing
complaining
gag.
about collecting. We collect more pre-orders than we do have any of the figures.
So
And we also warn people about Q4.
and because a lot of the year one collectors that enter the market now aren't used to these type of delays and have pretty much forgotten, because when you're a year one collector and you see something's going to get shipped within a 1 year's time frame that's now been pushed to 2 years, that's not what they're used to, right? Because in 2 years, life happens, life changes, which is why majority of the pre-orders and probably for the better part of 2021, when they get released, they're going to sit and they're going to collect dust, right? Majority of them have canceled. And you probably don't even know this, but you know, when you cancel too many cancellations through Sideshow, they just stop you. Did you know that? I don't know what the amount is. I think either 5 or 6. I don't know if they changed it. But when you cancel your pre-orders, it used to be 6 or 5. They just block you. They're like, no,
Correct.
you're unreliable. And so
It's almost like a credit line right there.
Well, you'll bankrupt a company just because you're losing your deposit. That company, like me, I told you, Prime 1, these statues came in, and 80% of the people canceled.
Yeah. And
they canceled. And like, great, I got your deposits, but now I'm sitting on an $8,000 stock just sitting here that everyone ordered. You're a risk.
So moving forward after March 1st is when the rules were implemented. Everybody is very skeptical about day one pre-orders. So when you see the Bark Speeder at $610, 10% is $61, everybody will be very extremely cautious about moving forward when it comes to pre-ordering, because they know that A, they don't want to lose their money, and then B, when you cancel way too many, Sideshow's like, we don't want your business. All you're doing is just ordering stuff and canceling. You are an unreliable consumer. No retailer wants that.
Can I ask a question? That might be a silly question, but in the event, for example, let's say, for this speeder bike, let's just use that example, right? So in order for, let's say, Sideshow needs to know how many orders they can fulfill so they can place that order with Hot Toys, for example, right? Let's say, hey, I want, I don't know, just to throw a number, 50 speeder bikes to sell here. Mm-hmm. But if they don't have any pre-orders, they said, you know what? Let's just cancel this then. So do you think at one point that even if they announce or release something, that order is going to actually be fulfilled at any point in time? Could that be that they announce it, this is 585, but in 3 years, nothing's happening and they decide just not to go with it?
Hot Toys has never given any reason to ever doubt that. Any character or figure that they've ever released in a pre-order since their inception, 2006, they've always, even though it's been delayed. Now, we are living in a different time, so I'd say maybe that's a minute possibility, but until...
It might. The more I think about this, if again, pre-order, I'm not against pre-orders. I'm more like, 50-50 with payment plans because I'm always like to have control of my money, but that's just me.
I want payment plans on my $4,000 Joker bus.
No, of course, no. Hey,
There
I
you
can,
go.
I can divide the $4,000 into a year and put that money in the savings account or whatever
No, you
account I
can't.
want. But I have my
No.
money there, looking at it,
Nope.
controlling it. But again, that's everyone is different. It's not right or wrong in this thing.
There's only one licensed company that's ever released multiple pre-orders and then said, nope, we're not doing it. You guys know
No.
which one it is?
To what?
Licensed?
Anovos.
Chronicle Collectibles.
Well, Chronicle Collectibles just went bankrupt, so that technically wouldn't. But I mean, it's a company that still exists, and I mean, that
Just give
has
me
a
the
history
win.
of releasing pre-orders, and if the pre-order batch doesn't mean an amount, they just say no.
Prime
You guys
One.
don't know that, do you? It's
Prime One
actually
Studio.
Blitzway. It's Blitzway. Blitzway has done that multiple times.
Prime One has two,
Probably.
They've done it on their Gen 1 Transformers as of recently.
Yeah.
We just canceled everybody's. They closed the project.
Yeah. Blitzway has done that.
So we got to help out a fellow member right here. Six Skill Mafia in search of a 501st.
Oh, God.
If anybody has one, it's a crucial time in today's world. We need
It was
to
really
find
hard to find.
a
Okay?
reasonable
The figure was there for like 5 years.
But this is how it always goes. All of a sudden, people have the money to buy a figure.
in search of.
Won't do a day one pre-order, but you can't buy a figure you thought
That's
you
funny.
didn't want in stock.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, but a lot of things are changing. Pre-orders are changing. The lower pre-orders. Now, I think with the pre-orders, if there's not a lot of people pre-ordering, the people who actually pre-order the figures are gonna be the lucky ones, because first they're gonna carry small batches, and when that thing sells, if you want to get it, you have to pay double the price in the aftermarket. So whoever pre-order actually pre-order might be a thing in the next year or two. But again, you go to your super chat.
Brothers, Cousins, Toys Review. Shout out to the great panel loving the show easy. Thank you, Brothers, Cousins. Thank you. We're all beautiful people here. Is your dog a pointer?
Loki is a
He looks
blue
like he's
healer.
constantly hunting.
Sweet Loki.
Yeah.
Hunting, let him chill, man. He's looking at the collectibles.
Yeah,
He's looking for silver.
I'm trying to
Immediately
get him.
start to
Yeah,
take it down.
he doesn't like hanging up here. He thinks everything is alive up here, and he barks at Grogu all the time. So I'm trying to get him.
Aww.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I want to go
trying
over
to-
some people. Sinister says, yeah, getting tired of tying up my money while waiting for figures that don't release within 24 months. It is tiring because when you spend money, it's just natural for someone to say, give me my stuff.
Yep.
It's natural.
You should
But-
order a Sume statue. Try having $2,000 tied up for 3 years.
Moving forward, you can't. That type of business model is very unsustainable. So Hot Toys can't keep operating with these 2-year delays, which is one of the reasons I mentioned about the whole 2 SKU situation. They need to consolidate their drops. This moving forward, everybody's under the impression it's going to be small batches, and that's probably going to be a good thing because that's the only way we're going to be able to catch up to pre-pandemic times where everything was being shipped within under 12 months was always the norm. Typically 10 months, sometimes 8 months. If it was like, I think Hella was under 10 months from start to finish. So so it's a good thing. I think it's a very, very good thing. And then because of the smaller batches and the things rapidly dropping, that's how it's all going to get balanced back up. That question from Six Scale Mafia though, QMX teased stuff. I'm not aware that QMX would release something into pre-order and then cancel it. That's 2 different things. Everybody teases shit, but I could be wrong. I don't ever, because I kept an eye on QMX, but they never. I'm talking like put something out, collect money for pre-order, and said, you know what, we're not going to make it. Blitzway has done that multiple times. The last one was that Cutthroat Island chick, based off of Gina Davis. That was the last one I remember, where I had my money, and then I was informed like, yeah, Blitzway decided not to move forward with this one, and then they've done it with a few other characters too. But I know that was the last one that Blitzway did it.
So I want to move on before we get dragged on to 2 hours. I know it's turned out pretty long,
I told you.
and we got like 73 people. If we can get likes, that'd
If
be
we can
nice.
get to 100, guys, start sharing this stream. Let's get to 100. First stream.
Hurry up.
Let's do it.
Now.
Before
it
he
right
Let's do it now.
Get
Hit the
mad.
like
Hurry up, do it now.
Do it now.
Do it now.
It's
Do it
scary.
now. I know.
Now.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
God.
Oh god.
We have a Russian. You better do it.
Yeah.
Send me location.
Send me location.
Send me location. Send me location.
His like button will turn into your dislike
Send
button.
me
So,
location.
Denobi, I'm gonna poke you again. I hate
Poke
to keep
him.
poking you, man.
He likes
But
Pokemon.
he came up with this other price elitist conspiracy theory. Now, can you explain what does that even mean?
So what that means is that if your product is that good, you could essentially charge anything you want. A perfect example of this would be Apple, right? Apple, you guys know that those phones aren't worth $1,500,
Oh no.
but
Correct.
because
They
they're
give
Apple,
you 1,000 gigs
Yeah.
like it's 1,000 carats of gold or something. That's
Apple,
like, no.
yeah. So they're very hoity-toity. They're very full of themselves. Apple even told you cats out there. They
What
even
is it?
told you that, hey, we're throttling your battery so that we
Did
can do
Josh
that
sell
obsolete.
iPhones?
You know, they told you that they're
I just wanna
purposely
show
throttling
the
batteries, and
pricing.
everybody still goes out and buys their phone.
Yeah, that was a
so-
nice lawsuit.
I
Is
just wanna
this
show you the
comic
pricing.
concept?
This is Comic Concept.
Yeah, we also sell iPhones now, by the way.
Okay.
I just want to give you guys a visual, not now.
Yeah.
I just wanna
Loyalty
give you a-
points do not apply.
because like they're locking in people at $30 a month as if this is a mortgage, like this is a food bill, this is something that we need, this is elitist powers.
Mhm.
But you can
So
keep
are you
going,
asking
Kenobi.
if this is a theory, or are you telling everyone it's a fact?
Are we back on me? So because the prices have been somewhat increasing, right? It's going to do a couple
Thank
things, right? It's going to reinstill the value back into the brand. It's going to produce smaller batches. It's going to go back to what it was, 2014, 13, where it was, I mean, if you did not day one pre-order something in those days, you would just miss out. I mean, that's how I remembered it. And it wasn't until, closer to 20, wasn't until actually till Infinity War that things became somewhat saturated, where they were going bonkers with making a ton of Mark 50s and so
There
forth.
was a time when the release would come, and then as soon as it actually hits in stock at Sideshow, there's a certain like time frame before it just
It goes
right.
away.
Yeah.
Exactly.
now it's sitting.
Yeah.
And
There's
so
a lot of new collectors as well. Like a lot of new collectors. And some of the inexperienced. I mean, everyone is inexperienced when you start collecting, right? You learn in the process. But I noticed a lot of people just kind of going crazy, buying like 50 figures a month or something.
It doesn't sound, I mean, if this is true, right, where they're increasing the prices and not everybody's going to miss out, it creates that, hey, I have an iPhone and you have the Cricket phone, and it restores that chase value the majority of us old veterans are kind of used to, right? Where you now have a bark speeder at $600. I know for a fact a lot of people are not going to be getting it, or they'll probably go with the more economical version of it, right? The one without the twin car. So I don't like it. I don't like the idea of that, but I also understand this is probably one of the best ways of restoring balance to the force, if you look at it from an economic standpoint of view.
Execute Order 66.
You got it like a bantha. Here it comes.
God.
I like it. I don't know. I like it. I think it's a
I
fret.
think one of them said bantha in there.
What you doing?
But I want to talk about my thing, and then I'll continue to the rest of the panel for our last topic here. The elitist thing, I do believe is true because I'm kind of victim of it. I kind of moved on to Prime 1 and even Infinity because the perfection they give. The prices are even getting insane with Prime 1 and Infinity and Queen and some of these other companies. But like, I just feel like I got the best. I feel like I have the best Predator statue you can possibly get. And which is, to some point, to some context, is true. Even Apple iPhones, it's way better than a Cricket cellular phone. So, I mean, is this really a theory or is this reality? You know?
I don't like the idea of it, but I also welcome it. If you, it's we need to kind of weed out some of the fake collectors out there that decided to saturate the market and not fulfill their commitments when the invoices are sent. And is that what is that? Is that a cricket? Who made that?
Android all the
Is that an
way.
Android? Okay.
Android.
It's a Nokia.
Yeah.
It's a no Hyundai.
It's
But
like
like how Metamorphic Customs puts a comment, it comes in waves.
yeah.
And look, we have 131 pre-orders, and we need to bring balance to the force. And I understand that a lot of people, you guys all, we remember, be careful what you wish for. We all begged and Bespin Luke. Well, now we have 3 Lukes. Not all of us are going to buy Luke Skywalker.
That's so bad. We have so many Lukes right now.
Way too many Luke Skywalkers, and not everybody is going to be able to afford it.
Right.
That's the reality of it. So moving forward with all these, so when everybody's asking for Mace Windu and all this stuff, I'm like, you probably don't want that right now. You probably would want to wish the opposite, to give you an opportunity to catch up, because a good portion of all these Clone War figures are going to be small batches, and they're probably going to go on a wait list pretty quick after they drop. My hunch, if I had to speculate, I typically don't, it's going to be the vehicles. The vehicles are probably going to be the ones to go first, because not everybody's going to be able to afford them, and not everybody committed to the pre-orders, and purchase orders are what Sideshow submits to Hot Toys.
Mm-hmm. You said it right. I mean, this is the thing with this, right? When I was talking about earlier, there are different prices, right? You see that's what I said. Like anything below a certain amount of money is more doable for a lot of collectors. Anything above certain price, 400, 500, it's a bit steep. That's reality, right? It is a bit steep. So to your point, yes, I think with this type of pre-orders, what they're doing is to isolate that group of collectors that can actually afford this and get it. Not to say that, if you have a solid budget and plan, whatever, you can pay it off over time. It's fine. But what I'm saying is that what they're trying to do is trying to inject the exclusiveness, of this hobby, which at the beginning was like that. When you were getting Hot Toys, not many people got Hot Toys. Now everyone has can get into Hot Toys, but if they don't put this type of prices, like it's gonna go crazy. So I'd rather have something. Me personally, I'm talking just about me. I'd rather to have something like this, like this good with the sidecar and all that at this price, than get it cheaper, because then no one is going to pre-order because they know they can get it. But now with this, what's going on with the pre-orders is just going to wait. Some people's going to wait, and some people are actually going to pre-order because that they're probably not going to make a lot of this. So by the time it hits stock, it's probably going to be well listed in a couple of weeks. Don't expect Ironman numbers with this bike, speeder bike, and the sidecar. It will not be. It's going to be very, very, very limited run. So, because again, the price.
So what's your thoughts, Royal? Do you think this is some price elitist theory? Are we actually getting a good product? Is it worth it? What's your backfire on what these guys said?
Worth it? I think it is. I mean, you all need to be conscious what you get for your collection, conscious about what can you get, and not just throw pre-orders that you already know beforehand that maybe you will not have the cash enough to pay when the invoice arrives. That's quite important, because sometimes you see in Facebook groups people sharing their pre-orders. It's like 40 pre-orders, they share all of that there. That's a lot of money, and life has changed a lot, as like the Nobi says many times, and I agree, life changes, and there's so many things that can change in 1 or 2 years. About the smaller batches, I can tell you, I was talking about this yesterday. At least here, Moff Gideon, Jango Fett, the Darth Maul, And Ahsoka here, it was only one batch only, and it's done. There's no more. That's what came to the market here. Will not happen again what happened with Iron Man. We are still receiving it will be this week the 10th batch of 15, and the Mark 85 battle damage now is at 240. I think that's half price of the original retail price. Is at 240 now. I think when you reach the 15 batch, it will go under $200 because they need to get rid of him, and we will not see that again. That I think they learned the lesson with that.
So 6Go Mafia says, yo, 600 is a rip. Let's be real. These should be 400 tops. Yeah, they look neat, but I wouldn't call it a good deal.
For the what? For the
I think he's talking about the speeder bike.
The
for the
Bark
speeder
Speeder?
bike and the
Man, that thing is huge. That's not your.
it's bigger than the speeder bike. So-
It's huge. It's huge. It's
Right.
Let's make sure we're talking about the Bark speeder.
yeah, with the
Bark
cycle.
speeder.
Yeah, but again, everything that is priced right now is priced in the current situation. Obviously, this should be $300, but that was like what 5 years ago. Like the inflation and everything is affecting everything. Not only this. I mean,
but
you get
that's
eggs for like double the price, milk for double the price. know what I
inflation
mean?
doesn't double in 5 years, though.
Yeah, that's just overcharging.
That's
No, I
just
know,
straight
but this
overcharging.
what would you
is
charge?
not
So-
double the speeder bike.
so
How
let's-
much was the speeder bike back in the day?
Wait, is
Like-
this my turn? Because I want to discuss
Go.
this because I
Yeah,
have some
go.
great examples.
Yeah, it
So
is.
the perfect example for me that I like to use is Prime One Studio because they have outright. And I love Prime One Studio. I'm not like shit talking them here. Literally half my collection is Prime One, but
Yeah.
they are 100% doing this, and I love to use their Transformers line as an example because what they did is they sold their original Transformers. They were about 800 to 1,000. Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Megatron. They were about $1,000, right? So retail price now for the 8th anniversary Optimus Prime and Megatron is $2,400. That is retail price. There is nothing new and special with it. The details are exactly the same. They were amazing beforehand. They're amazing now. But the reality of the situation is they look at the aftermarket prices when their stuff sells out. And so does Hot Toys. So does Sideshow.
This
so
has
does
to be
every
one of
other
the
business.
most disturbing pricings I've
Yeah,
ever.
they know what their stuff is worth. And when you see aftermarket prices double to triple, why would you not want a slice of that pie? Why would you not? You
Like-
can always keep a low edition size if not a lot of people buy.
Like,
Let's-
who's buying this stuff?
Look at Square Enix. Square Enix is the absolute biggest example of this. Their Nier Automata statue. Beautiful piece. I bought it. It was $3,000. Was that a $3,000 piece? Fuck no. No, it was not. But I still bought it because no one's going to make a better piece and every other piece is perverted. This is actually a nice piece. But the biggest upset.
This is a nice piece, but it should be set around 1,000 to 1,200.
Correct. The biggest upset was the Final Fantasy Square Enix Prime 1 piece.
Oh my god, that was
The biggest upset in collectible history for pricing. Should have been maybe $3,000, $4,000 if they wanted to be greedy. They put it at $12,000.
And why we don't know.
We don't know. And they made an edition size of 600. Who the fuck is buying one, let alone 600?
And for those who don't know, it's this right here.
Yeah, but even about
I
the
won't
Hot
even
Toys,
put it on my site. I refuse to.
even about the Hot Toys prices, you cannot blame Hot Toys on that. I think it should be.
They know the value of their stuff. They either make a ton or they make
Yeah.
a few and raise the price a lot.
But do you know that the Hot Toys, the Bark Speeder with sidecar, here is $460.
This is listed at
This
20,000
is not
Australian dollars.
$600. It's $460. Is the price that is the official price from Hot Toys.
Mhm.
So this must be agreement done by you guys in North America not toys to get a better deal.
It's the
That's
Because the
import and
original
shipping.
price is $460.
Exactly. So that's what I'm
Because
saying.
of
Like
the
it's
import
priced
and shipping,
accordingly.
the box is going to be
Yeah,
massive.
30%
Right.
bump.
So
It's-
it is
they
priced
posted that.
according to the situation.
Yeah.
What's going on here? It's not like I'm gonna put like $1,000 just because
Yeah.
it doesn't work
Mhm.
like that. So that's what it is. Like is obviously if here it should be the same price, but only if Hot
Exactly.
Toys has
Should be the same
a
price over there as it is here.
But it
That
shouldn't,
should
because
be
you
fair.
still have to import it and bring it in.
No,
right.
I mean, should be the same price already after all
The
those
imports and
costs.
all that.
Well, how do you
understand?
know it's not? Do you know how big this box is?
We're
It's going to be
speculating.
massive. Do you have?
know.
Oh, okay.
No,
So
yeah,
then
no,
it's
that's what I'm
being
saying.
What
Like,
I mean
added
is
in.
that what I mean is that either Sideshow or something, they should get agreement with Hot Toys to get better prices to can give better price to customers. Do you understand my meaning?
I think
They
I
should
do.
work
No,
out.
yes,
so,
but
Brett, what you're saying is that they should work
because-
out a deal where it's somewhat similar. And the only way to do that, and this has been discussed for quite a while, is for Hot Toys to build a brick and mortar store in the U.S.
exactly.
That's how you avoid a 30% Sideshow tax. Sideshow is the official U.S. distributor. They have labor, staff. They're the ones that deal with the politics over at the docks at Long Island. So
Right.
if they want to make it more competitive, and I've always said this, Hot Toys needs a brick and mortar store in the U.S. That's how you would avoid the tax, and where the price would still be somewhat similar.
But how do you
Josh-
know Hot Toys is not getting those licenses under the umbrella of Sideshow owning those licenses?
Yeah, that's
I think
other
Josh, we
problem.
talked about this same thing. I think we talked about that.
Why would Sideshow has their own license? They make their own crappy Star Wars.
Right, but the reason Hot Toys has these licensed figures, I thought, is because Sideshow partnered with them, which is how they got access to the licenses. It's through an umbrella partnership,
For distribution is what you're saying,
which
right?
allows them to make Marvel, Star Wars, all those figures, right?
No, there's only one
I thought that's how
power in
they
the
started.
universe that lets Hot Toys makes what they want, and that's Mickey Mouse. It's
I
always
thought that
been-
was because Sideshow owned the rights, and Sideshow is allowing Hot Toys to do it.
No, Sideshow has always been a distributor, and they pay the licensing fees just like everybody else. The Grand Master is still
Mickey.
Donald Duck,
Wow.
Mickey Mouse, and
And that fucker Goofy. That fucking cow dog.
Do they have an
Crap,
agreement?
you
Do they have an agreement for life? I mean, do you? Can
I'm sure contracts are revisited every time, but
Do
I
you
don't
think
see them
that-
splitting anytime soon.
But maybe who knows? Maybe because of the pre-order numbers going low. I mean, there's a lot of resellers out there, my friend.
Could
Like,
you
every
imagine how?
week there's a
But it's
new
the
one.
replacement program that makes Sideshow so special. Do you know how easy it is to replace your figures and get replacement parts?
No, of course. That's the part of exactly. That's what you.
That's
pay
where
for
the
then.
labor comes in those payments.
Exactly. So that's what you're paying for. So it's not like you're just paying because they want to raise the price. I mean, fees, import, and everything comes combined in the price.
Right.
Obviously we want something the cheapest possible. But if I buy something Hong Kong right now, like let's say $150 less, chances are if something goes wrong, I'm on my own.
Right.
Mhm.
That's the difference.
No,
So-
but even if you buy from Hong Kong, the price will not be a big difference from buying from Sideshow. I'm talking about this Bark Speeder with sidecar. I think it will be around the same with shipping because
Right.
shipping is very high.
It
Yeah,
would
What
be.
I'm, and,
Yeah.
and I'm not asking anyone to buy from Hong Kong. What I'm saying is that if you are here, if you get from Hot Toys here because
Cheaper.
it's free shipping, the price is $460, and I think that's
Yeah, right.
reasonable priced.
It is that price is perfect. Pretty sure, but again, because we're dealing with like Josh said, anything goes wrong with the figure, you can contact them and they will help you, or you Josh too. Like if my figure, if one of my figures are broken or something, you will help me out to fix it.
Yeah, it's free
because-
replacements galore.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, but if I do that, like if I buy from a Hong Kong reseller, I'm on my own. Easy knows the story.
Yeah, you
You
can
know,
buy
yeah.
Iron Man and
We experienced
receive.
that firsthand. So
you can buy
we
an
know.
Iron Man and receive a Scouter Trooper.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And they'll tell you to go fuck
If
yourself.
you're ever in doubt about who holds a license, when you go on the Sideshow page and by law, it lists who owns the license. It's
I did
disclosed
not
on
know
there.
that.
Yeah, well, you can see right now. I'm looking at it right now. It's Lucasfilm, parent company, Disney. It's always going to be Mickey Mouse. They are the
Hello,
law.
guys.
Where are you seeing that?
Scroll right there in that microfine print. Go. Where do you see Lucasfilms? Right there. Right there. Now you know microprint.
Right, I know they own the license, but I thought the way product
Yeah, the
works is they
license.
come up with agreements on who has exclusive rights to create what. So I'm not saying Sideshow owns it, but they have a deal with Disney directly to be the exclusive of a certain kind of
Life
product.
always find a way.
Well,
Or scale.
Sideshow can buy the license just as much as Hot Toys, but it's different types of licenses. We learn this through statues. If you want a statue
Right.
license, you license for statues. If you want 1/6L, but remember, Star Wars has never been a proprietary IP. Remember Phantom Menace, where George Lucas was giving away that license. Anybody that wrote a check, right? Star Wars has always been like that.
Got it.
Do you have a check? Will you write a check? You can do Star Wars. You can do Star Wars. You can. That's why for a while when Sideshow makes their garbage Luke Skywalker, it's being released at the same time as Hot Toys' Luke Skywalker. So,
But I want to say in general, I mean, when we look at pricing as far as Hot Toys go, I wouldn't say they're that much. The prices has raised. It has gone up.
well, you had one of your viewers break it down for you, Easy, the one that I gave the 10 points to, where if you wanted to have the sidecar, the Bark Speeder, sold
Mhm.
separately, imagine how you would sell that. Wouldn't it be $350, right? $350. And then if you want to sell the Bark Trooper, it would be $250, around $240, which comes out to a little over about $600.
And it's not that bad, honestly. I mean,
So
Hot
or
Toys
five.
is
Well,
still-
for the one Bark Speeder, and then and because you're getting the twin car,
But-
you're probably going to list that closer to $400.
the problem is coming in that I don't want to pay that much. I don't want to have.
Why
to
would
pay
you
that.
not pay it and then split the pack and
Then-
sell
then you know
one of them
what?
for the premium?
I just
Then
need.
I'll
to-
be special, Easy, and I'll have a Bark Speeder and you don't, and that'll make me better than you because I'll have a Bark Speeder and you don't. I get to sit on the floor and build my clone Republic army, and I go. Psh, I'll wield my lightsaber, and then
Wait,
then
which lightsaber are we
you'll-
talking about?
and then you'll see the.
Oh my
true
God!
ultimate
There's
power.
more.
Then you'll see the ultimate power.
Look at those Maji case, man. That's beautiful.
The Nobi has it slaughtered in there.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Execute order.
You see the gold? Do you see the gold up there? Gold.
Oh, I saw you just got that in. You like showing that off. The
Does
gold.
the-
gold
Does
up
the
there.
female Citripia? Is that the machination Citripia?
That is the Tamashii Nation's reflective, beautiful die-cast C-3PO with the
I told you.
die-cast Iron Man.
Beautiful.
Gold.
That gold Midas.
Nothing
is
but
a
gold.
beaut.
Execute order
And
66.
then this little monster here. This is Loki. He's
Hi,
such a
Loki.
Hi,
Aw,
Loki.
He's such a
What a
trickster.
sweet boy.
Ooh.
Doggy,
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
I'm trying to get him a custom up here because he's scared of Grogu. He hates it. So
Oh, poor guy.
But just to end off our show, we're hitting the 2-hour mark. We've held 70 viewers for a random, spontaneous diarrhea of a show, and I think it's a success. I really enjoyed having you guys on. We made some very, very valid points and amazing talks here. So the comment section kept going. I was happy the whole time. You guys were awesome. Just some closing points. We're gonna buy this crap no matter what.
good.
We're gonna do it.
Especially when it's low stock.
Do it.
We're here to give you information. We're here to give you all the crap. But you know what? If you don't buy it, Denobi will.
I'll do it. I'll build the army. Gold. You see that gold?
So just going through the closing point. What is
Oh,
that?
God.
That's my ASMR.
You just earned yourself an uwu. I like that. I like it. I feel like that's almost a staple to my
Dude,
show.
you need to find the one sneezing, man.
That one is really good.
That
We
one
need to
is
find the
really-
Russian sneeze. Right there. There it is.
Execute order 69.
Yeah. Thank you for having you guys on my show. Like it's a great honor to have this such great panel and great people. Dante, thank you. You have any words to say?
Dude, I have so much fun. This is a great show. Happy that you finally, after 50 years of trying, you're doing your own shows.
I know.
Finally, because I told you you can do it, puppy. So no, thanks, man. It's always a blast here. Yeah,
Bob Dylan
man.
said, can you please run that clip again? I'm almost finished.
Too many more, and people asking me already. What happened?
What happened to what?
The Unfiltered
And
show.
we're doing this unfiltered.
We're
Me and
doing it.
Dante's coming back, and we're doing the unfiltered. I hope.
Yeah,
You
probably,
guys ready for
most
tonight?
likely, probably.
You guys ready for tonight? You know, Hot Toys is going to drop something tonight. Something's
Yeah, it's
gonna be
Sunday
released.
night.
Oh my
they
gosh!
just
Like every
announced.
night.
They just announced Maze Window. Actually, go to Facebook. The Hot Toys.
Stop.
I think they'll release Miles today.
Lie.
They're not going to announce Mace. They're going to wait 4 months for you guys to replenish your wallets, work some overtime.
Yeah. So, Denobi, what's going on?
What's going on is that I
What's
hope
going
these
on?
people that are watching you are liking and subscribing to your channel.
Are
For
they?
more schlock goodness drama that we're going to deliver? They better, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of like I'm not gonna restrict anyone from talking. So
They better like,
Hey.
subscribe, and maybe if they're lucky, you know, we'll reach around. I don't know. This is wild. It's unfiltered. I don't know
what
what's
are we
going on.
reaching for?
What's going on? You know, we're doing the reaching out for their credit, so for their credit so that we can day one pre-order secretly.
Oh, by the way, check out my review of Dante. Forgot. to
Dante
say.
has a review of Dante.
I reviewed Dante today.
Dante
Everyone
reviews
look.
Dante.
That ego is just.
If he dies, he dies.
If he
The
does,
ego,
he
as he
does.
reviewed that figure, probably grew bigger than his whole collection.
I review Dante.
I reviewed Dante.
Luxury edition.
So, Josh,
I give it a 10.
What?
what do you got, Josh? What do you have besides? I mean, you got to tell these guys. I've been using your
Depression,
website.
anxiety.
Besides that,
Oh.
nobody cares. You've got to tell people what's going on with your website. I mean, I've been
So-
using it throughout the whole show, so I want to.
Yeah, the website is shit right now. It's
So-
shit. It looks
and
nice,
there-
but it's shit.
But wait, there's more.
We are completely revamping it. I say we. I am in the coder. In 2 weeks, we're gonna start beta testing as of this week with a few select people, and we will be pushing it live in a couple weeks. Once everything is definitely fixed, it's gonna be cleaner. It's gonna be smoother. It's gonna be super professional. Everybody's gonna be buying from it. Genobi's gonna be buying from it. Thick Bantha Boy is going to be buying from it. 6 Scale Mafia, stop shaking your head. Brett is going to buy from it. He's going to be like, fuck China. Comic Concepts is the way to go. Dante's going to buy again from it. He's going to buy, and then he's going to be like, I'm going to place 2 orders each time because I love how many streamers come out of my order. Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Also, I've been playing Fortnite lately.
All right, you're done. You're done. You're done. Oh, no. Sideshow clone, soon to be
clone.
Loki, put that down.
soon to be obliterated by Hot Toys.
Roger.
But
Regular,
Joa-
regular.
what do you go by? Julio, Joel,
Anything. You can call me anything you
Freda,
want.
Jonathan.
I'm fine with it.
Our Russian
mean,
Chinese man.
Isn't it amazing that we went 2 hours without talking about any announcement? We just everything
because
the
we
topics
don't.
were just
I was bashing between Denobi and Dante. I'm like, I don't know what to talk about. Because I've never done this before. So
I think it's perfect like this. You don't need to stay. Oh, I like this figure. It looks good. That sculpt looks nice.
yeah, because I go through that in my buyer pass, and then we talk about that on Dante's channel. So I'm
Yeah.
like, what can I bring? But
Maybe
I
on the next stream we can also talk about the Queen Studios in our Joker.
don't.
I
Want
think we should talk about that for another month or two. Like a
Oh, yeah,
whole
okay.
segment dedicated.
Okay, I see where you're going. Ay, que rico, no. I don't know what that means. I said it though. I'm gonna take that off. Was that a bad word?
No, it's good.
We need to get these live streams so big for you that we get those porn spams. Like that's what we need in your
You
chat.
the adult.
We need
mom
the adult
guy.
spam, the adult porn channel spams. That's when you know you've made it.
That's a.
That was
fair-
ridiculous the other night.
I know, right?
We had
pretty good. I like
so much porn being spammed in the chat.
Just keeping up, we'll be buying so hard.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining. Thank you guys for coming in and commenting. The super chats, I really do appreciate that. That's awesome that you guys do it. You don't have to. And I also have a join button that you could also hit. You don't have to. I'm just saying. But hit the like button on your way out. There's Josh's face. It's beautiful. Buy from him.
John
Here's his
Gandalf.
little website.
Buy
Like we
from
said.
him, definitely.
And I buy from him. I trust him. I think I live like less than an hour.
You're
away
literally
from
getting
him.
a Batman like what tomorrow?
Oh yeah, boy! I haven't gotten him in, so I'm really excited to see that one.
I know.
Oh, cool.
I'm excited. I'm getting him too with the Bat Pod finally.
Oh my god! I just
Bat
got
Pod
him
and
in.
Tumblr. I'm so excited. I haven't gotten.
Yeah.
I haven't received a Hot Toys in a good like 2 years. I'm very excited.
Oh my god!
I want
No.
the Tumblr.
I'm a statue collector.
Bob Dylan, what are you talking about?
This is such
Oh,
a
he's out of
racially ambiguous panel. This ain't some woke shit.
He's
Jesus.
extraterrestrial.
Extraterrestrial.
Russian.
I don't have those ET sausage fingers.
Oh my gosh! But I don't know how to end. I never know how to say goodbye.
And as always, be well.
No, no. You can end on that choking part.
Oh my god! What? Luckily, I cut that off. What was that? Oh my god! I better cut off. I'm gonna cut off. All right. Thank you guys for
Oh,
joining.
God.
We're heading out.
Whoa.
Oh shit! What is that?
Holy shit! That's some ooh stuff going on.
What's that?
What is that?
I can't get over the choke and the vomit.
It's a flip book, damn it.